So the question always comes that what are the kind of businesses you can register under business name? Oh, should I register a car dealership business under business name? Or should I register a filling station as a business name? Or should I register a bureau de change company as a business name? Now, I've got so many of these questions and I'm using this video to address this particular question. My name is Akinbola Ezekiel and you're welcome to my channel. In this channel, I create contents like this that help people that are digital marketers, content creators, those who run Facebook ads, and for instance, you are registering business for people. So in this particular video, my intention is to guide you through the kind of registration that will suit into that particular registration you want to carry out for your client. So whenever your clients reach out to you, you make sure that you watch this video to the end so that you can understand everything I'm going to be sharing today and you'll be able to guide them appropriately. Now, before I go on, this is a very important notice for you. More than you just registering business and then making money from it, you are a consultant, right? You're a consultant. So whenever you're adding to your portfolio anything you are writing, you are a CAC consultant. So that means that you must have all the necessary information, and that's why this kind of content is very important. So that's why I want you to make sure you subscribe to this channel right now so that you can get great content like this. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and discuss the kinds of the businesses that you can register as business name, but you cannot register as a company. Or those kind of business that you think, oh, you can register as a company before and you can now no longer be able to register them as a company, but as a business name rather, but as a company. So let's go into the video as I share my screen. Alright, so very quickly now, the first thing I want to show you is that you can see the topic on my slide right here. So I want to show you what it takes for us to, the first thing is this. Not all businesses can be registered simply as business name, right? So under CAC. So that's a very important thing to take note of. Not all businesses can be registered as business name. Some businesses have specific nature that makes them not to qualify to be registered as business name. Now, as I go on, I will be explaining the difference between business name and company registration. Now, certain businesses require incorporation as company or registration under the incorporated trustee, right? So you must take note of that, and it is very important for you to consider while you are registering your business. Proper registration ensures compliance with the regulatory requirement. So essential for obtaining permit, license, and operating legally. It also protects you for the business and it protects the owner. So there are some kind of businesses that you cannot just want to register under business name and you think, no, I want to register this as a business name, and you think it will go through. No, it will not go through, just because there are some businesses that have some uniqueness that won't allow you to be able to register them under the business name category, right? It also helps for proper, okay, I think I've gone through this already. Now let's go into the next slide. The CAC, in compliance with directive from the CBN and other regulators have outlined specific categories of businesses that must be incorporated as a company. Now, before I move on to this, let me quickly elaborate on this. Now, a business registration doesn't give your business the kind of structure it requires. So, for instance, I believe you remember in the secondary school and primary school, we're taught that a sole proprietorship business, a one-man business, you are at risk. I think that should be commerce class or accounting class or thereabout, whatever the case is. But the point is that sole proprietorship business, you are the one bearing the risks. You make the profit. There's no structure to the business, yeah, right? The business can be sued. The business cannot be sued either. Rather, the business cannot be sued because you and the business, there's no difference between both of you, right? So the business is not an entity on its own. So that's why most businesses or some kind of businesses will not be allowed to be registered as a business name, but rather as company. Why? Because company registration separates you as an individual from your business. So your business is a legal entity and it can be sued, and your business can also sue someone else. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So it gives your business the proper structure. So for instance, your business name only has proprietors, but whereas your company registration has the shareholders that will be on the board, the directors that will be on the board of directors, and the person with significant control, which was just recently introduced in I think 2020 or thereabout. So you can see you have structure necessary for growth of the business. That's one. Also for the expansion of the business. I believe you get the point I'm trying to make. So it's very important to consider all these different factors before you encourage your client to go ahead with a business registration or a company registration. Personally, whenever a client comes to me and is trying to look at an option to register a business and they want to say, okay, can I register this business as a business name or a company? I always advise them to register it as a company. Why? Because it gives them the best structure, and they might think it's expensive now, but in the future it grants them better opportunities, better. In fact, imagine for instance, if you have a company registration, you can get in shareholder. You can sell a share of your company to an individual or an investor, and that investor can invest some money into your company. But you can't do that with a business registration. So you cannot get access to some kind of benefit, some kind of loans with a business. In fact, you cannot get some contract with a business registration because you don't have the necessary structure that will allow you to be able to get this kind of. So that's why I always advise everyone or any business register as business name, as a company right now. But how can you register as business name? Maybe you find yourself in a situation where you just want to secure the name of the business, or you are just starting out and you don't really have much going, right? So you can just go ahead, register as a business name with the sole aim of upgrading that business name to a company, right? So let's go on with the slide as I try to round up the whole discussion, right? Registration is as a business name is not allowed for this type of business. So I'll be listing those kind of business that you cannot register with business name. You can only register in a company. Now take note of this. If you go to your search.cac.gov.ng and you try to search for some business, you see some businesses that I'm going to be mentioning now that are also reflecting as business name. So you take note that these things are upgrades. So CAC can come tomorrow and tell us that, okay, this particular business, so you can cakery business can no longer be registered as a business. It has to be registered as company. So we have to update our list. So that's why you have to subscribe to this channel, so that once this update come forth, I would share those updates with you. So let's see the list of businesses you cannot register as a business name. Now, the CAC in compliance with directive from CBN. Okay, I've gone through this slide before. Now, the first one is school or academics. Anything related to school, you cannot register them as a business name. You can only register them as a company. I believe you understand. And don't forget, let me add this important disclaimer to it. Before you register a school, you must have what is called the TRC. TRC should be the Teachers Regulatory Council also. Registration. So that registration is very compulsory for everyone who wants to register a school. So if you don't have it, you must get in someone. I remember then, before they implemented this particular rule, I started a registration without telling the client, because that rule was not on ground at that time. But registration took a while. So at a point, my registration got queried because I didn't have that particular TRC. So I had to advise the client. So this was how I solved the problem, right? So I had to tell the client to look for someone who can be part of the proprietor, right? Then it was a business name anyway. Who can be part of the proprietor. So in your case now, you don't just bother to start with a business name, so you start with a company. So if you don't have someone if you don't have TRC, so you need someone who will be among the part of the board of directors that would be that will have that particular certificate, so that you can upload that certificate when going through with the registration. Another business that you cannot register as a business is money lending businesses. Because of financial regulations, right? You cannot register a bank, a loan company as a business. It is not allowed. A fleet management company, this needs to be a company to ensure legal and financial liability. So you cannot just register a business name for a fleet management business. A fintech company as well, you cannot do that with a business name. An oil and gas company, you can also do that with a business name. So meanwhile, for oil and gas now, there is a way you can you can go around this, right? And maybe just send me a DM if you have a client who wants to strictly who is insisting on a business registration for the oil and gas business. There might be a way we can go through to get it registered as a business name, but always advise them to go for company registration, right? So a clearing and forwarding business also cannot be registered as a business name. You have to register it as what? Company registration. Very crucial and very important, right? The next thing is that a travel agency also has to be registered as a company registration. Meanwhile, there's another video I'll be making later on, and I will also tag a particular video at this point in time where I'll be sharing with you what we mean by minimum share capital. Right. For instance, a traveling agency has a minimum share capital. So if your client comes to you that they want to register a traveling agency, and you just tell them, okay, my price is so amount or X amount, and you collect the money and you start the registration, and you notice that you cannot proceed with the registration. Why? Because there's a minimum share capital associated with some of these kind of businesses. So I've made a video in the past where I'm going to be sharing again around here that I discussed minimum share capital in detail, what it means and why it is very important. So you must know the minimum share capital associated to a particular business type, business nature, before you go ahead to register that particular business. Is that okay? So betting business as well, Bet Nigeria, all those other betting business, you cannot register it as a business name, you can register it as a company. Business consulting as well, it must be in business consulting must be a company. Private security business must also be a company. Cleaning services, do you see that? So normally if a customer comes to you and say, okay, I have a cleaning company, I want to register, you will look at it as something very negligible and say, okay, no problem, let's go and register as a business name. But no, it has to be registered as a company. Is that okay? So the next thing is look at the consequences of non-compliance. So what are the consequences if you don't comply to this? Your registration will be delayed or rejected, right? So sometimes if CAC doesn't catch this particular information in your name reservation and they catch it as at when you have paid for registration, I'm sorry to say that registration is a no-no. So you have wasted money starting before you realize that you are going the wrong path. And furthest thing about going the wrong path is that you have to come back to where you started from before you navigate through to the right path. I hope you get that. So that's why you have to watch this video completely and make sure you share this video as well. Legal penalties or inability to operate legally. So if for instance you're able to register the business successfully, right, you would notice that you would not be able to carry out your necessary business, because if you have a compliance to fit in with, for instance, there was a time I registered a security company as a business name. It went through. So when the client went ahead and was trying to get necessary documentation to practice, they told him, no, this will not work. You have to register as a company. So we have to start again and register that same business as a company. So difficulty in obtaining necessary permit and licensing, like I mentioned just now, right? So that's one of the other reasons. So do well to reach out to me, 081693233325, and let's get you more information. So if you need more consultation, I have a WhatsApp group that you can join. So once you get to me, you can join the WhatsApp group and then we'll be communicating better. But meanwhile, you have to be one of my students, or you have to just book for a consultation and then walk you through necessary requirements. My name is Akingbola Ezekiel, and I would love to see you in other videos. Kindly make sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Also do well to share it with your other agents. Thank you.